let's get ready to make some shrimp flatbread. So for this recipe, you're gonna need the flatbread, of course. I am using garlic butter, but go ahead and use any type of flatbread that you like. Starting from the left to the right, you're going to need this pizza and pasta magic. It is totally optional, but it makes everything taste amazing. You're gonna need smoked paprika. I'm using this Old Bay. It's the garlic and herb. You need some black pepper, some Cajun or Creole seasoning, some garlic powder, half and half, Parmesan mozzarella, and for the toppings, we're gonna go ahead and use fresh mozzarella as well. We're going to use shiitake mushrooms, some roasted red peppers found in the deli aisle. So you can either go through the, where all the pickles and stuff are at, you can go through there. And then as well as some red onions, some spinach, and our shrimp. So let's go ahead and season our shrimp. I will see you in 2 seconds. Okay, so first things first, I have jumbo shrimp. So what I did was slice it down the middle to butterfly the shrimp, and that's how we're gonna go ahead and put it on our skillet as well as our flatbread. So I wanted to show you that before we actually start seasoning it. So right now I'm just gonna take some black pepper. I like pepper, obviously. I'm gonna take some of my garlic powder. That's the oven, guys. Turn your oven on 350 and let it preheat. So some garlic powder. We're gonna do some of our Creole seasoning. A little bit too much. We're gonna take some of our Old Bay. Just a little. And then last but not least, our smoked paprika. If you know, you know. So I'm going to go ahead and just take my hands, they are washed, and I'm just going to mix up my shrimp, make sure every piece is coated correctly. And once you get your shrimp mixed, we're going to head over to the stove and we're going to start searing it. Not for a long time because it's still going to cook in the oven, but we just want to get it crisp on top, or shall I say seared, and then we'll cook it the rest of the time in the oven. So let's go ahead and head over to the stove. All right, so I have a little bit of olive oil in my pan and it's good to go. I do have my heat up pretty high because all we're doing is searing our shrimp. Like I said, I'm not cooking it, so I'm just gonna take the butterfly shrimp, place it away from you, and I'm gonna let that sear up nicely. If you have smaller shrimp, you do not have to butterfly it. But if you have some that's jumbo like this, go ahead and butterfly it. And once everything is nice and seared, we're gonna start working on our sauce. So let's go. Alright, so once you have removed your shrimp, you want to save all of that goodness, because what you're going to do is take your half and half. Remember, half and half is part milk and part heavy cream. You're going to just go ahead and throw that in there. And then all of that is seasoning. And then we have our stove turned on medium low. And I'm going to add in some of our Parmesan, because we're making like a Parmesan sauce. Feel free to add in chopped garlic at this moment if you want to. I'm not, because my flatbread already has garlic on there. But I am going to put a little bit of garlic powder, because let's just face it, garlic powder is not the same as chopped garlic. I'm going to also add in some black pepper, give it some flavor. And I'm just going to allow it to melt a little. And then once our cheese melt, we're going to start assembling our flatbread. We'll toss it in the oven for about 7 minutes and we will be good to go. So Go ahead and just taste your sauce once all the cheese melts, and it'll determine if you need more cheese or more heavy cream, or half and half, shall I say. So I think mine is good enough. I can tell by the thickness. You see when I pull it back, it doesn't immediately go over. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn my stove off, and we're gonna go ahead and start assembling. All right, so we have our flatbread. We're gonna go ahead and just toss some of our sauce that we just made right on top. You want, or however much you want. I like mine a little bit of saucy. So I'm just gonna spread that around. And you can use a red sauce if you want. I don't like red sauce with seafood, but you know, this is just a baseline. I'll tell you that with all my recipes, just do a baseline. So I'm going to leave a little bit of the crust. All right. Okay, so next what I like to do is go ahead and just add some of our mozzarella cheese, just a little bit, because we're going to add some on top as well. And we still have our fresh mozzarella, so I'm just going to add just a tiny bit. So next we're going to go ahead and add some spinach. There we go. I love spinach. What about you? Comment down below if you like your pizza with spinach. I put spinach on almost every pizza that I have, like literally, for real, for real. All right, just enough. There we go. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just add some of our mushroom. You want to make sure your toppings are in every crevice there is. Now we're going to add some of our peppers. Our roasted peppers. Yummy, yummy to my tummy. The peppers add some color as well. You can use fresh peppers if you want. I like the roasted ones that's already kind of pickled a little bit. If you never tried them, I dare you to try them. And next, we're gonna add some onion. I like red onion, but again, do what you like best. And as you can see, I'm strategically placing it in certain areas because, like I said, when I cut it, I want to be able to taste everything. Now we're gonna add our butterfly shrimp. So good, so good, so good. I have my shrimp last because I want to be able to see where I'm cutting the flatbread once it's done. And I want to be able to make sure I'm cutting it to where I can taste every bit of shrimp. All right, there we go. Now we're going to add some more cheese on top. You want your cheese to melt and for it to look nice and pretty. And we're going to take our fresh mozzarella and place that because we want that to melt in certain areas as well. Fresh mozzarella, it just does something to your pizza. I'm sorry. It really does. Last but not least, we're going to take some of that pizza magic I showed you guys in the beginning. And we're going to go ahead and throw some of that on top. Yes! And now we're going to pop this in the oven for about 7 to 8 minutes. I will see you soon. Okay, you guys, we have pulled our flatbread out of the oven. It's nice and melted. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and bon appetit.
Mr. Dance, idiot. Nico the Gallo.